Exactly at 8 o'clock GMT, I go live. We are consistent. We are here. The kitty is there. Kitty is stretching. Kitty doesn't like me talking. And I predict less than 10 minutes and he will exit the building. He had his birthday, by the way. His birthday Sunday. 17 years old. That is 84 years in human years, 17 cat years. And I went online to find out, how old. 84 years. And apparently he's geriatric. He sounds geriatric. He snores. He farts. And he's very, very loud. Anyway, it's a Talkie Tuesday with me, your host, Winter's SEO. We're going to get excessive tonight. We're going to talk about lots of excessive things because finally I can reveal the secret that I've secretly been keeping all this time and not let on to anyone about whatsoever. The Champions of Slanesh box is here. It's up for pre-order, though you can't get it because it's sold out everywhere, which I said it would. I said this is going to be a popular thing. It comes out on the 15th. So there'll probably be some boxes in shops if you want some boxes, as well as Games Workshop sending me through a box. I did manage to get onto the pre-order bandwagon and order a second box. So I've got two of those Champion of Slanesh boxes because we're going to be going hard at it, which means I'm going to have 4 units of Noise Marines. So if anyone wants some Noise Marines, let me know. Probably end up with Brapscallion, to be honest, but 2 whole boxes of that. Fulgrim and the Flawless Blades and all the other things aren't out yet. I'm assuming they're going to get pre-release dates on the 15th and will come out. I'm not sure it's this week, but probably on the 15th when the box comes out. Then they'll have pre and then they'll come out. And then, Games Workshop doing Games Workshop things. But Emperor's Children, very exciting. Hello, stream. How are we doing? The Eternal Crusader got one. Unite, Children of Slanesh, unite. Says Nosh Faratu. Purge the unclean blood buffalo. Hi Dagda. Hi Heresy Scott. Hi Killer Kriegsman and Godfrey registered from Blood Buffalo. All the way from Buffalo in America. So hi live. Hi chat. How are we doing today? Evening Jackus Woods. France is in as well. We've got France. We've got America. We've got everything. The Dagda with fire. The Dagda, what is evening or with fire? How many spare blades, bolters and heads have you left over? So that's an interesting question because the sprues for the infractors and the tormentors, which are their intercessors, assault intercessors, those sprues do both versions. So the bodies are the same and then you can put the guns on them or you can put the close combat weapons on them. And I put all the close combat weapons on the time. How much have I got left over? I've got... not a lot because I ditched it all. I cleared it. I used all the things. I was just all the things. You've just finished my chocolate cake, Killer Kriegsman. Well, where is everyone's chocolate cake? You've got chocolate cake. Where is our chocolate cake? You can't come along to the party talking about chocolate cake without dishing out extra rounds of chocolate cake for everyone. What's in the chocolate cake? While we're talking about chocolate cake, by the way, what is it? Is it just a slab of chocolate cake? What's in the box? Don't worry about the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Don't worry about what's in the box. Don't ask about the box. Ignore the box. Pretend it's not there. What's the chocolate cake now? Killer Kriegsman, I need to know. Is there cream? Is there hazelnuts? Is there like a chocolatey sauce on top of the chocolate cake? What do you think of the Codex? Really a little empty. Good question. The Codex is better than the World Eaters one when it came out. So, because they've slapped the demons in there, it doesn't feel as empty. It does feel a little empty. It is a little empty. There isn't... You've got las cannons on the Land Raider, and then you've got Noise Marines. I've got some more that I'm painting over there, and this is a finished fella. And then... there's 5 more that I've washed, and they're still on the other bases. And then there's another one up there I haven't even started yet because I'm going to do a painting tutorial. So you've got las cannons on the Land Raider, right? Strength 12, long range guns, and then you got Noise Marines with some guns, and then you haven't got much guns. You've got sun furies. I mean, the Emperor's children strive for perfection and extremity in all things. So what's wrong with pressing a button and watching a town blow up in the distance with your long-range firepower? Watching the click. That's extreme. People like doing those things, pressing the buttons and then pressing another button to see what the other button does. There is gaps in long-range high-strength Daka. There's also gaps in high-strength punching as well, with the Mauler Fiend having the best high strength. There's gaps in the up. There's gaps. Like the World Eaters one had gaps. So they put the demons in it to plug the gaps, and I get it, and it feels better than the World Eaters one. It does feel like a faction that I do want to collect from the ground up. I'm going to get all the bits for the Marines and then get 1,000, 2,000 points of demons. I'll get a few thousand points of demons as well. I'll do it like the Necrons. You know, when I went into Necrons, I went in hard. I went in high, hard, and deep. I didn't put any spit on it or anything. I went in raw. And I'm going in raw with the Emperor's Children because excess, pain. We love it. So, the World Eaters didn't make me do that. The Votan didn't make me do that. But this one, for some reason, just tickled my jerry and made me want to go hard into it. So there are gaps in the codex, but there's enough detachments to give you different ways of playing it. You've got the demons in there for different ways of playing it as well. There's some interesting little shenanigans and what. So I think we're okay. I think there's gaps, but it's okay. The Dagda, thank you for your 37 months. Having a delve into the archives. 8th edition was the richest for lore. It was. The Dagda, thank you for continuing diving into the archives. I've been watching your travels. It's been very exciting. Killer Kriegsman, muffin style chocolate chip slab. That's the chocolate cake. You're enjoying a muffin style chocolate chip slab without sharing it with anyone. Dear. Adam Sand, thank you for your 14 months. Up to you too. Brapscallion, 39 months. That's a long time. I very much appreciate. Brap, I appreciate your support. 39 long, arduous months. Love the Emperor's Children bat rep, even if Sultan gave it to you fully dry. Tell the children about electrolytes and the puddles. And Killer Cruisman, thank you for your 12 months. Miracle of GW sending you your Quake Cannon. A good Quake Cannon? A big Quake Cannon to slap to the thing to shoot yes. Electrolytes. I think I've talked about the electrolytes before. Look, let me tell you guys about electrolytes. Okay, welcome to this Talky Tuesday with me, your host, Winters SEO. I'm here for your health as well. I'm here for your health. Let me tell you about a game-changing, revolutionary thing. If I haven't said it already on the live stream, I'm saying it now. This will rock your world, okay? I went on the internet, and you know the internet doesn't lie, and there was a doctor on there, and he was a neurosurgeon, and he was talking about doing this TED Talk, talking about, and he talking about all the surgeries he did, and you know, taking a brain out and sticking another brain in, an eye of newt and wing of bat. He was talking about all the things, okay? He's talking about all the things. But he started off the talk talking about headaches, just simple headaches, all the time, headache. And he said 9 out of 10 of all of his because he's a proper brain surgeon, 9 out of 10 of his things are cured by salt, by getting rid of headaches, by introducing salt. Because the salt in the water in your body helps it pass the brain-blood barrier and help you hydrate better. That's why the electrolyte. Because this is the way it works. For millions of years, us little chimpanzees with supercomputers in our forebrains got all our water from puddles and from streams and from wells. It never came out of taps. It never had fluoride in it. It was crappy water with loads of mud and ground stuff, and most importantly, ground salts. Lots of ground minerals and salts from the ground. And we drank that, and we have evolved to drink shitty water with lots of salts and lots of minerals in. And if we don't drink the shitty water, if you don't drink your cup, the thing with the electrolytes in, then your body doesn't do the things it needs to do with all the water. So you put your electrolytes in, make the water shitty again, add your salts, and it helps cross the brain blood barrier. And I tell you what, I've tried things. I've tried the cod liver oil. I've tried the vitamins. I've tried the turmeric. I've tried, you try little health kicks for a while. What was the one that I tried? There was a powdered thing that I put in my tea for about 6 months. I forget what it's called. Anyway, I've tried all these things many, many, many times. Nothing. I think they only really work if you're like 102. But I tried electrolytes in my water, and the change, it was immediate. It was noticeable. It was fantastic. So now I have at least 1, sometimes 2 electrolytes with my water every single day. 99% of my headaches are gone. It's been amazing. And a little bit more energy as well in the morning as well. Because the water, the minerals, the salts, you need the salts. Get yourself some electrolyte tabs, stick them in your bottle of water, and there you go. Health tips with me, your host, Winters SEO. Heresy Squat, thank you for your 15 months. Drinking from puddles is good for you. Exactly. If you find a puddle while walking down the street, drink from that puddle, yo. Put your straw in it. Suck up the water. I got it wrong. I said 10 minutes he'd be gone, and he's still there. They're still there. Salt in rib. Basically, we need more salts. Like also back in the day, like before there were refrigerators and things, everything was salted, wasn't it? Like salt was worth more money than... We had a lot more salts. And I know salt as well will give you a heart attack and you'll die. But everything will kill you. And apparently if you've got too many electrolytes in your bloodstream, you'll just pee it out. It won't do... Anyway, but there we go. All that sounds complicated. I'll just pledge to Nurgle. Yeah. Okay, that works as well. Pledge to grandfather Nurgle. Me, personally, pledging to Slanesh right now. People back in the day lived until they were about 30 as well. I know. But that was a bit... I mean, back in the day, though, people lived till they were about 30 because there wasn't any of the drugs. There was only the bad drugs, not the good drugs. He's still there. If you were back in the day at your age, you'd be a skeleton warrior. I would be, yeah. So hello everyone to this Talky Tuesday live stream. Hello to all members, all the subscribers, Mug Club members. Thank you one and all. I appreciate you all. Kev. Is that Kev the cook? Member for 28 months. Definitely talk Emperor's Children when he's saying have a salty shot. Yes. It's Simply Warhammer. Member for 24 months. How do to you too? Did you too? Killer Griezmann, I'm moving room tomorrow, so after I've moved it round, I will start painting my Nemesis panels. Okay. A neurologist recommended riboflavin vitamin B for migraines to me. It helps. Yeah, probably because the vitamin B2 and all the minerals and there you go. Yeah, see, we are solving the world's headache issues and hydration issues. One neurologist at a time. Blood Buffalo, you're not made of salt, mate. You're made of cheeseburgers and freedom. That's what you're made of. So yeah, welcome to the Talky Tuesday live stream. We have the Emperor's Children. Killer Kriegsman is eating a muffin. You guys are strapped in. Is anyone else out there getting Emperor's Children? Did anyone else manage to get a box? Did anyone else manage not to get a box? Because I'm hearing that they're selling out everywhere. Maybe they didn't make enough or something. Have you seen that video by Mikey Hellstorm about making the most of that Emperor's Children box? I have seen the video by Mikey Hellstorm coming up on my YouTube feed saying, hey, this box makes a lot more than 33 miniatures. You can make 53 miniatures out of it with all the extra bits and things. I've seen that video come up on my stream. But I try to avoid videos by Mikey Hellstorm wherever possible, really. I mean, he's a nice guy. But he doesn't need me in his algorithm. He doesn't want me there. Loads of good ideas about using Mark 6 Marines to double up. Yeah, see, so you need Mark 6 Marines. It's like this box makes 33 miniatures. I'm like, I know. But it makes more than 33. I'm like, I know. If you've got more miniatures. It's quite good, weirdly. I know. Okay, so everyone in the chat, if you get in the box, go check out the Mikey Hellstorm stream. It's weirdly good, apparently. But you're going to need more models from other boxes to make up the thing. So who said it? I've got a box on order from my local game store. So one person. Who else is getting Emperor's Children? One. No one else getting Emperor's Children. No one else ordered Emperor's Children. No one else excited about Emperor's. How did they sell out if no one else is getting it? Because I thought, and the scuttlebutt on the internet is this one's popular. People are enjoying this one. People are enjoying. I'm enjoying this one. I don't know how they play yet, though. I think they just want to. Torch got one. Okay, you got one from your local Games Workshop. It's on pre-order right now, so you'd have had to have pre-ordered that from your local Games Workshop. And it's nice that your local Games Workshop do that for you. Where are we? Unless you meant your local game store. Brain, Frag Grenade. I was talking about Emperor's Children. Pickham gang, Kerbit. I don't know what we're talking. What are we talking about, chat? I'm more Thousand Suns. Magnus wasn't a bad lad. Magnus was terrible. Magnus did plenty of things wrong. The greatest thing that Magnus did wrong is he only had one eye. One eye was always turned inwards. One eye was always turned in on himself. He only saw half of the truth, and he thought he saw the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But he was wrong. He was very wrong. He did plenty wrong. What's the next bits to add to your Emperor's Children? Well, thank you for asking, Rapscallion. So, I got the whole box, and I'm going to get another box. And you've seen the Terminators, and you've seen the Mauler Fiend. But I've got 2 Rhinos, 1 Land Raider, a bunch of Spawn, and 5 more Terminators to add to my Emperor's Children, bringing them up to 2,000 points. So you can imagine the Land Raider, the Rhinos with the things, running around, a couple of noids. That's a nice, rounded sort of thing. Then the things I want to add to it is the second box, some Flawless Blades. I think I'm done with Demon Princes. Just 1 Demon Prince is enough. Need Need Lucius. He's still got the Blade of the Lair, by the way. He's got the whip and the Blade of the Lair. How cool is that? Taken all those years ago in book 5 of the Horus Heresy series. He's still got it. Fulgrim. Need to add him. And then all the demons, basically. Liam, thank you for 24 months. Will 40k Emperor's Children be loyalists, though? I don't think so. No, they're not loyalists. They're very bad. They're very, very bad 10,000 years later on. Member for 31 months. Thank you, Alan, for your membership for 31 months. Legend. I was expecting a Sonic Dreadnought in... Yeah. Where are the Hellbrutes in the book? Where is the Defiler in the book? Why isn't there a Predator squadron? Why can't we have some long-range Dakar in the squadron? This nose is... I'd like to see the other Chaos Codexes. Yeah. Yeah, there's gaps. Do you think there's enough in the Codex for a lot of flavor right now? Yes, because they added the demons. Like, the problem with the World Eaters when they come out is what kind of detachments can you actually put in the World Eaters book? I mean, what do World Eaters do? They do Berserker Assault. Then they kind of have to put World Eater Khorne Demons in it as well. Because then there's the other kind of World Eater look where it's World Eaters with demons, fully on demonic, going forward and assaulting stuff. And then what else? I mean, there should... If they didn't put demons in the World Eaters Codex, surely there could only really be 1 detachment. With demons in the World Eaters Codex, which I strongly suspect will happen, and the Death Guard, and the Thousand Suns, because what a way to sell more demons... Then you can have a couple of detachments in there. But in this book, I think there's 5 detachments, and 1 with the demons, 1 when they're getting out of vehicles, don't need that one. 1 with sustained and lethal on the charge, but also another one with reroll advances on the charge, which seems quite samey. There should really be there should be the demon one, there should be the chargey one, there should be the elite one. And then maybe a prairie dark godsy. There should be 4. So maybe in the World Eaters one you can get rid of 3. Maybe. Between the World Eater and the Cultist unit though. Holy mackerel. The World Eaters Cultist unit and the Kill Team one. You're talking about Kill Team? Are we talking about Kill Team? Warhammer Community. Warhammer Community. You're leading me astray, Brap. Warhammer Community. Prophet of Redemption, White Dwarf, the White Dwarf go behind, Sunday previews, Saturday previews, yeah, Blood and Zeal, Kill Team. Yes, is the answer. I've definitely seen them. They look very good. The new Kill Team world. Yes, the Jackal lads. See, that's another thing that the Emperor's Children Codex is missing. There isn't any cultists in there. And they liked a few cultists, didn't they? Didn't they? Did the Plague Burst Crawler really not sell well enough to... No, I think the Plague Burst Crawler... The Death Guard was a very popular release at the time. It sold a lot of stuff, got a lot of new Death Guard players in. Death Guard is a strangely popular... Death Guard are one of those armies that is played as much, maybe more than Chaos Space Marines, generic Chaos Space Marines, maybe not more, but around. It's the most, it used to be Thousand Suns, but it is the most popular Chaos Space Marine standalone faction, probably because it came out with the 8th edition launch, and 8th edition launch was the most successful launch that Games Workshop have ever had of all time. Good evening, Tazanara, all the way from Japan. Some of the faces on the Imperial Kill Team are well. Yeah. I feel like the Emperor's Children will get a sister-style bulk out in the line of... Yeah, so we know that, for example. Votan, they're going to get bulked out a bit. World Eaters, there's some easy wins for some of the factions out there, isn't there, for bolting stuff in. And I feel like the Emperor's Children, not this edition, when you say soon, in like next edition, 3-4 years' time, this will have a couple more kits bolted into it, which are probably already designed and probably already printed and probably sat out there already. Yeah. Hi, Texas, Scotty 6 chips. Hi, from Texas. Nurgle is my favourite. Yeah, Death Guard is a very popular Chaos God. I am liking the Death Guard. The Death Guard, they play a similar way. Emperor's Children play like World Eaters. They want to punch you. They're fast and they want to punch you. The funny thing about them, though, is obviously they shouldn't be able to punch as hard as World Eaters, because World Eaters, Blood for the Blood God, all that sort of thing. But you think Slaanesh should be faster. Now, because World Eaters have the Blood Tithe points, they have ways to increase their movement. They have strats to advance and charge, and they've got strats to increase. They can move a long way, is what I'm saying. Well, and they've got Scout with the Lord Invocatus and the dudes that World Eaters feel might be quicker than the Emperor's Children. They're going to have to do something about that when the Codex comes out, because Emperor's Children Slaanesh are supposed to be the quickest. Here's another thing from Emperor's Children from back in the day that is missing in that book, by the way, when you say it's a bit thin. Guns, obviously. We talked about guns, some long-range guns. Sun Fury Havoc team with Lads Cannons would be nice. Some long-range Dagger on the Predators. Some guns, we talked about the guns. Another thing they're missing is the Marusaka. Is their embedded way of war back in the day relied on speed, relied on outflanking, relied on hitting you. And we all know that Slaanesh likes a lot of speed and cocaine and crack. They love all the drugs, particularly speed. So there should be bikes in there, and there's a Helldrake in there, but there should be bikes, jet bikes, jump pack stuff. They love speed. You're not telling me after 10,000 years there would have been some warbands and some... And Slaanesh is all about the speed as well. The Slaaneshi demons being the fastest demons, because you've got the 4 flavours of demons. Slaanesh being the fast ones, glass cannons. Tzeentch ones being the magical ones. Khorne being, I'm going to eat you. Nurgle is, I'm not going anywhere. They've got 4 completely different kind of play styles, but Slaanesh being the speedy ones. Yes, there's access to lots of speed, and there is the detachment where they can re-roll advances, and in a codex where they want to move, advance, and charge. Re-rolling advances all the time is quite strong. But there should be jump pack marines in there. So second wave Emperor's Children, guns, jump pack marines, jet bikes, something fast. Hello Wolf Boot, welcome Stylus, welcome to the chat. I want fancy Emperor's Children Terminators. You can't get fancy Emperor's Children Terminators. You can get normal Chaos Space Marine Terminators though, and paint them in Emperor's Children colours. And these kits are the kits that came out mid 8th edition, the new Chaos Terminator kits. So they are actually quite good kits. They're quite chunky, they've got quite a lot of detail on, and they're very easy to paint. And then you stick them in there. So you can't get fancy Emperor's Children Terminators, I'm afraid. You only have normal Terminator. Is he still there? He is still there. Something like 8-bound half-demon possessed Marines for the Emperor's Children. I think what they've decided to go, instead of the 8-bound, they went with flawless blades. But yeah, where are they possessed? So Argul Tal, anyone? Galvorbak, anyone? The first possessed ever in the history of Warhammers, in the lore for Warhammer, the first possessed ever were not Emperor's Children, actually. They were the word bearers. Okay, ignore everything I said, and then they came the Lupercali, which were the Sons of Horus ones, which we still don't have models for. But possessed are a thing. They should be possessed in the book as well. They need to be White Scars, Raven Guard level of movement. Completely agree. There should be a portion in this codex. They are quick anyway. It is quick, but are they as quick as World Eaters? But there should be a few more. That's what I'd like to see in part 2. A few more guns, a bit more speed. You know. I'm not buying any Chaos Terminators because I'm convinced they'll be rescaled next edition. They have been rescaled. These Chaos Terminators were the ones that came out in the 8th, and they're bigger than the old Chaos. These are the new. It's like the guys you put. This is as big as they're going to get, guys, for a good few editions. They're not going to touch the Chaos Terminator sculpts for another. I mean, they've designed the thing, they've pressed it. It's going to be another 20 years. Maybe 15. Eidolon! Aren't the Palatine Blade Coneheads supposed to be the possessed? No, the Palatine Blade Conehead guys, they're called Flawless Blades. And are they possessed? I'm not sure they're possessed, but they're along the lines of the old school Palatine Blades from back in the day. Basically, the best Blades masters at the time of the heresy was the Palatine Blades. They're in a fraternity. Lucius the Eternal, obviously the greatest swordsman of all time. Flawless Blades. I need to check in the book. Sonic Weapons, Lords, Noise Marine. Flawless Blades. Are they possessed? Degenerate, stim-saturated sword fighters with fixation of the fixation of addicts. Flawless Blades are devolved continuance of the ancient Palatine Blades. They are hideous in appearance, bearing an unsettling similarity to some demons of Slanesh. These masterful fighters are too selfish to share their flesh with such warp-spawned entities, but do bear the rewards of the Dark Prince. So they won't share their flesh with demons. And they're the devolved echoes of the Palatine Blades, that ancient fraternity of peerless swordsmen who Lucius the Eternal, or back in the day, Lucius the Flawless Blade, turned around to and said, sod off, I'm not joining you. You're not good enough for me. That's Flawless Blades. Hitting on 2s, winning on 3s, no matter what. That's what they do. Hit on 2s, wound on 3s. Because if they're not wounding infantry on 3s anyway, they have a special ability, which means they wound on 3s. So come in units of 6. Bear in mind, a unit of 5 Terminators is 175 points, and a unit of 6 of these guys is 260 points. So they're 85 points more expensive for the same number of wounds, the same toughness, but a worse invulnerable save. Take Chaos Terminators, toughness 5, 3 wounds, 4 up and bun. Toughness 5, 3 wounds, 4 up and bun. Flawless Blades, toughness 5, 3 wounds, 5 up and bun. So you're getting one more dude for 85 points, but you're getting one less invulnerable save, so they're just as squidgy or squidgier than Terminators. And Terminators can deep strike, and these can't, but they do move 8 inches. They do move a long way because Slanesh, whereas Terminators only move 6. And they hit on 2s and win on 3s. At strength 6, -3, 2 damage. If they're not wounding you at 3s at strength 6, -3, 2 damage, they can do their demonic patron's ability and wound on 3s anyway. 260 points for 6. So 3 of them, 3 units of flawless blades, if you're running them around all over the place, is going to be 780. Yeah, it's a lot of points. It's like a third of your army. No, more than that's 2/3. It's a bit. No, so no, 2/5. Math. It's a point. They're gonna be good, but they're a bit squidgy. So, how to run them? And you can't attach anything to the flawless blades either because they're selfish arseholes. So, I think the idea with them is get them outside of rhinos and then go charging in and chop something up. 220 points for 6, you say. The back of the book says 260 points for 6. Hi, Lord Inquisitor Vex. 260 points for 6. So, yeah. Or they could come out of you could move forward with a rhino. Then they could come out. They can only go in Land Raider. It might be 220 points for 6 by the time the Codex comes out and they update the points, but it's 260 right now. They can't go in Land Raiders. It's only Land Raiders, is it? There, quick the bolt pistols in there. Flawless blades. Right, rhinos. Rhinos can take... Yes, so they can't go in rhinos. Only in Land Raiders. So unit 6 flawless blades in a Land Raider, you're looking at 500 points. Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor, thank you for gifting a membership. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Legend. Does the Codex mention Eidolon at all? Now, you know me, being the narrative bunny, being all about the lore. I haven't read it. I didn't look at the lore. I don't know if it mentions Eidolon. And I feel a little bit ashamed by that. I should have found out if it does Eidolon. Did he bail and join the Black League? And, well, he had his head cut off, put back on again, had a demon shoved up him, and who knows where he... So what it is... I've been painting Fury. I've been enjoying it. I've done Eisenhorn, I've done Ravenna, I've done Beckwin again, which is amazing. And then I did Double Eagle and Interceptor City. I literally just finished Interceptor City today. Dear. So, yeah. So I don't know if it mentions Eidolon at all. I'm sorry, I haven't read the lore. I assume that some Emperor's children running around doing mean things. I've heard Lucius does some terrible things to some people in Macragge, and he puts demons up them. But it's fine. It's okay. I mean, it's Fulgrim. He likes putting things up people. So I don't know if it mentions Eidolon. I'm sorry. Damn it. A unit of flawless blades inside a Land Raider is 500 points. So otherwise your flawless blades are running around on foot and they don't have infiltrate or scout. So you just put in 1 in a Land Raider, because if you're bringing the Emperor's Children, you're bringing the Land Raider, because otherwise you have no long-range, high-strength guns. If you don't bring the Land Raider, then you're playing it as a finesse army with smaller units, MSU-style units, as much as you can. You might have 1 or 2 big blocks. You might have a couple of rhinos with some infractors in it and a lord thingy-bobby. You might have some punchy dudes coming out of some rhinos going grrr. But everyone else you want to split down into small units as much as you can and finesse. And if that's the Codex right now, then that's the Codex right now. Or you could play it with Fulgrim and a Keeper of Secrets and the other big demon and just go and be a pain. You could do that. There might be a couple. I don't know. Servo Skull, thank you for gifting a membership. Legend. Thank you. Got the hardcover for Interceptor City. Is it good? Blood Buffalo, it is good. Yeah, so during the Emperor's Children, I got to the end of Eisenhorn, Ravenna, Beckwin, and then Interceptor City came out. So I Double Eagle is down there in paperback, and I hadn't read it for such a long time, so I downloaded Double Eagle on the Audible and Interceptor City on the Audible, and did Double Eagle at Interceptor City. Is it good? Yeah, it's a very, very... You could read it as a standalone book as well, by the way. I know it's a sequel to Double Eagle, but it's set many years later. So it feels like a standalone book. So Interceptor City, I mean, Double Eagle is one of... It's a really crazy popular Dan Abnett novel because it's got all... It's the Battle of Britain, basically. And Interceptor City is... It's a there's a dead hive city. This is the plot for Interceptor City from Dan Abnett. Tell me if you guys are interested in this, because it is a great book. 10 out of 10, would bang, highly recommended. There's a dead hive. There's this world. There's chaos going on, demons all over the place, and there's a breach in the line somewhere. I mean, it's the war is thousands of lines, thousands of miles, many continents, but there's a particular bit where there's a dead hive city the size of, Berlin. No, not Berlin, but the whole of Belgium. You know how big hive cities are. Size of a small country, or Belgium's probably quite a large country. There's a hive city the size of a country with spires going 4 or 5 kilometers up into space. And Interceptor City is about these pilots who are stopping the enemy fly through the dead hive city to get, it's like a weak point in the lines, and they can get behind and do all the bombing because they decide to fly through the hive rather than round it. You can't fly over it because you end up in space. So you're doing dogfighting inside the burned out remains of a hive city. The buildings kill more people than the guns do. It's amazing. It's very good. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Do we know when the Jude Reed Fulgrim novel is coming out? No, I don't know when the Fulgrim novel is coming out. I've got Lucius and 6 Flawless Blades and a Land Raider for my first roster, but we shall see if that changes. Bring back Chaos Drop Pods, James Gertler. Bring back Chaos Drop Pods. They were always a Legend's choice. Bring them back. They've never been out. We didn't get Space Marine Drop Pods officially as a model. Do you remember back in the day when Drop Pods were in the Space Marine Codex? And there was no model for them. And they were in the Space Marine Codex for edition after edition after edition until they finally released them in 6th edition. It would be great if they released plastic Dreadclaw drop pods, and then they could put them in all I mean, that's an easy win, right? Release plastic Dreadclaw drop pods. There's 5 codexes that they can put them in. They sell a lot of them. 2000 to Angel Exterminatus, third run. Angel Exterminatus, if you're an Iron Warriors fan, one of the top tier books in the Heresy. Dreadclaws, Dreadclaw drop pods. I need to Audible Double Eagle, but then I'd hit that. If you could do Interceptor City and not do Double Eagle, but I recommend both of them. They're both good 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 books. Dan Abnett, on fire, not encumbered by a whole hyper narrative like Horus Heresy, just doing what Dan Abnett does, which is delivering us high stakes, very engaging characters, and lots of death, because he likes killing people. Blood Buffalo, thank you for your donation. Absolute legend. It's cool how that the pilots in those books are the ones from the 5th Gaunt's Ghost book. There's an Easter egg about McCull and Double Eagle, go Bills. Yes, absolutely. So Interceptor City and Double Eagle, thank you for your donation, Blood Buffalo. Awesome. Thank you. They're both set during the Sabbath Worlds Crusade, which is set in the Gaunt's Ghosts universe. And one of the lead characters in it, in the books, is in the 5th book, in the Gaunt's Ghost series. Interestingly, so there's some crossover there. Interestingly, Dan Abnett also wrote a really good Titan book called Titanicus, a standalone book called Titanicus, which is amazing, by the way. There's a bit in Titanicus where one of the Titans shoots through a hive spire building to kill the Titan on the other side of the hive building, killing 100,000 people. It's amazing. And that standalone book, Titanicus, is also set in the Gaunt's Ghost universe as well. And some of the characters in there, there's some overlapping going on. So yeah, he's got his own corner of the galaxy where he gets to play around with all these things. Because, I mean, in Interceptor City, we hear about Glavian pilots with the red glove on their hands. And Medea, both the father and the daughter, pilots, Glavian pilots for Eisenhorn and then Ravener. So he's overlapping all his arcs and his storylines all over the place. And then, of course, we have, particularly in Ravener and in Bequin, we've got overlaps in Ravenor and Bequin with the Cognitae and with Merity Chase all the way back to the Horus Heresy as well. I love the way he weaves. He weaves the little bits here or there. It tickles my pickle. Aren't there several Dreadclaws in the new Nachtman Gauntlet Crusade book? A hint? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. There is. I have got the book down there. They sent it to me. I might open it at some point. I got about halfway through Titan Death and burned out. Titan Death. Yes. Yes. Titan Death is yes. So in the Horus Heresy series, there are good books and there are bad books and then there are really bad books. It's Black Library. It's like that. And then there are some books that other people think are good and you don't think are good. Some will build to this. I have to say though, Titan Death was a hard one for me as well. Titan Death is skippable. Yes. I'm doing well. Thank you, Elder God. Uzak, how are you doing? Are you playing Space Marine 2 Winters? Not at the moment. I haven't touched Space Marine 2. I know there's a new operations mode and there's a new harder level. What? You okay? Yeah? You a good boy? He just woke up and went, I don't know if you picked that up on the mic, but he went, complaining at me. Where are we? I forget what I was talking about. Doesn't matter. I heard all the Salamander books are not great. Not true. Old Earth, the last of the Salamanders trilogy. So the first, most of the Legions get a trilogy, but Old Earth, the last book in the Salamanders trilogy, when he makes his way back to Terra, it made me cry. You're doing pretty good too. Good. Love Titans, but so like surely, yeah, the Titan, yeah, it's Titan Death. There's a lot going on at Beta Garmin, a lot, and so the brief for the author was I felt for the guy or girl who wrote that, who had to write that, because there's a lot that happens at Beta Garmin, and it must have been a struggle. Stay off target. I'm off target. I can't remember what we're even. Everybody seems to like Dan Abnett, but I can't stand any of his books. Yeah, I get that from some people as well. Dan Abnett is, favourites. Dan Abnett seems to be up there with the favourites along with ADB. They seem to be. But other people have got different flavours and different tastes and different things and prefer other people. Like, I've spoken to a few people who really, really put Graham McNeil above everyone. And I think Graham McNeil does big battles really well, particularly space battles, Titan battles. His sense of scale is good. I also like Graham McNeil in the fact that he loves going to the places. Like, if he can go to Ullanor, he'll go to Ullanor. If he can go to the Council of Nicaea, he'll go to the Council of Nicaea. If he can go into the Emperor's throne room, he'll get in the Emperor's throne. He'll go to all the places which other people are like, I better not write about that, because some people and then Chris Rate's doing really well as well, and then there are others, and I'm sorry that I've forgotten their names, but brain. Halfway through Interceptor City is a great book, even if you took it as a non-40k sci-fi book. It is a great book. Toby Longworth's reading feels Toby Longworth is amazing. Love him. Toby Longworth and the other guy. There's two that I really like. Yeah. Toby Longworth and the other guy narrate, and there's two narrators who are amazing. Halfway through Double Eagle right now, says Stefan. Should I jump straight into Interceptor City right after? Yes, it is a direct sequel, yes. So Double Eagle is amazing. Interceptor City is a sequel. Jonathan Keeble, that's right. Thank you very much. Yes, Toby Longworth, Jonathan Keeble, both amazing narrators. Yes, Interceptor City is a sequel to Double Eagle, but kind of not really. It's got the same Jagders in it, and it's like 50 years later or something. It's a long time later. But to get the full experience, like reading Devastation of Baal, you should really read Dante first, then Devastation of Baal. But the Eisenhorn books, Eisenhorn, Ravener, all Toby Longworth, and then the Beckwin 2 right now is narrated by a lady, and she's amazing as well, because it's done from Beckwin's point of view. So Eisenhorn, Ravener, 10 out of 10. Evening, William Wills. Thank you for joining in. So yeah, Interceptor City, 10 out of 10, must bang, highly recommended. Everyone, read Double Eagle and read Interceptor City, or get it on Audible while you're painting up your Empress Children. I've finished now. I've done Eisenhorn, Ravener, Beckwin. I did Interceptor. I don't know what audio book I'm going to be doing next. I don't know what audio. I might go back and do Gaunt's Ghost all over again, because I've got a lot of Empress Children to do. A lot of Empress Children to do. So I need another series on Audible. I might do the Night Lords trilogy on Audible. I've never done it on Audible. I've read it. And the Night Lords trilogy, but then I'll end up collecting Night Lords. Empress Children. Who else is getting the Empress Children box? Has anyone tried to get the Empress Children box, but it's sold out? If you are getting Empress Children, why are you getting Empress Children? If you're not enticed by Empress Children, why are you not enticed by Empress Children? I know Bram Scallion isn't getting Empress Children because he's all over Krieg right now. He's over Krieg like a hot rash. And the Krieg stuff is still very hot. It's still very hot. But yeah. You've tried. You've now resorted to begging on the sidewalk. Did they not print out enough copies? Did they not think it would be as popular as it is? Or has it just overperformed? It's a brand new Chaos faction. I mean, based on the fact that the last time they released their standalone Chaos faction, it was World Eaters. They probably based it off those numbers. But World Eaters was released with like 2 days to go before the edition changed. And that pissed off a lot of people. And there's a lot of people who didn't bother delving into it. Because you don't release a new codex at the end of an edition cycle. They should have done it like the Death Guard, where you release it at the beginning of an edition cycle. Me. Nice. You've got yours, Eternal Crusader. Well done. If you're getting the Empress Children box, please report no. If you get the Empress Children box, ignore Lord Inquisitor Vex here right now. Okay? He might be a Lord Inquisitor, but he can't catch you. Just run. Run from the Inquisition. Launch box is on its way. Nice. Of course they didn't print enough. It's Games Workshop, yeah. Empress Children looks good as an army. Yeah, it does look good. You kitbash your own during 9th ed. And I'll buy the... Yeah, exactly. So if you've got your own Chaos Space Marines with an Empress Children twist, you've probably got a few bits already. I know Rick Shazam has already got a bits already. You just need some Flawless Blades and some other bits in there. World Eaters still suffer from the U-unit limitation, which is why I'm thinking they're going to put Khorne Demons inside the World Eaters book. You know, there are Dark Eldar inside the Eldar book. There are now Demons inside an Empress Children book. Demons, there's only 5 units, but there's Demons in there. There's going to be Demons in the World Eaters book, and that'll bulk it out. World Eaters are my evil faction. I've hated their... Yeah, they did them so dirty. They did the World Eaters so dirty. 30k Loyalist Emperor's Children. I mean, yeah, now you're talking. Sol Tarvitz, the first Loyalist. Now you're talking. Emperor's Children Loyalists. Got got to do my nids. It's a very nice to have a great box. Yeah, it's a very Slaneshi thing to do, just to have a great box just out of reach. Here's the box. Do you want it? No. Disappointed that been railroaded into being a melee rush army. If I wanted to play World Eaters, I'd collect World Eaters. Deaf Noise Marine, preach, brother. I mean, we are a melee rush army with guns. That's what Emperor's Children have been. We talked about it before. Sun Fury should be in. There's a few gaps in there for the guns. And then the other thing they should be is the outflanky, deep strikey, swing around the back type of Maru Saka. That should be in there as well. Those two things were in their core. Precision at range, precision outflanking, deep striking, ambushing, things like that. And a melee rush. So that's the gap in the codex, which we hope to see in the next edition, which will be in 4 or 5 years' time. Dear. So you can take, so you still can't, you still take normal disease. So the way it works for demons is if you're a chaos player, you can add 25% of demons to any chaos force that you have. Just like you can add Imperial agents to any Imperial force that you have. And if you're a Death Guard player, Thousand Sons player, any of those players, you can add in demons and you can add in a knight. And if you're an Imperial player, you can add in Imperial agents and a knight. And you can do this and this. You could add in just 25% of demons if you want to. But of course, when you add in an allied detachment like that, then the allied detachment doesn't get any bonuses and can't use its stratagems. It just uses the data cards, just like adding a knight. So you can add allied demons anywhere. You could even add non-Slaneshi allied demons to your Emperor's Children if you want. You could rock up. You could do that. It's fine. But if you use the detachment in this book, then they do benefit each other. If they stay within 6 inches of each other, they both get sustained hits, which is a nice little twist. A nice little touch. Did you end up deciding on a name? Well, someone in the comment section, I got loads of good suggestions, by the way. Loads of good suggestions for names for my Emperor's Children warband. And someone did a super chat thing on the comment section, which you can do, and gave me $2, £2, something or other, and said Echoes of Ecstasy. And it got 19 thumbs up. So it was the most thumbed up suggestion, Echoes of Ecstasy, and there was money behind it. So I've penciled that in for now. It might probably, certainly, maybe be the Echoes of Ecstasy. I like that because the Echoes of Eternity, and then Ecstasy. I like that because of ecstasy. That has lots of connotations in it, like in the... I won't go down that rabbit hole, but there's lots of connotations in it. So that works. EOE. Nah, boo, says Lord Inquisitor X. You're a Lord Inquisitor. You're an Imperial player. Liam T, the Saul Tarvitz tribute band. I wish they could... Imagine if they were STTB. It sounds like a sexually transmitted disease, so that could work. The STTB. The Saul Tarvitz tribute band. Survivors of Rylanor. Rylanor survived for a very long time. They're more Nailhammer. I want to say they too, the inspiration for the Emperor's Children from AOS Slaneshi. They took the inspiration for Emperor's Children from AOS Slaneshi 30k mashup. I don't know where they took the... I think... See, the thing is, we're in the second generation of Games Workshop creators now. So, a generation ago, because it's been 30 plus years, the people making up the stuff had nothing to base their stuff off. So these are all original ideas, weird, wacky ideas out all over the place. Now the people who sat in the office writing away and coming up with the ideas have stuff to base their ideas off. So the Slaanesh book is a rather generic, here's a Chaos Army sort of look and feel. Now, It does look and feel like Slaanesh. But now I'm thinking about it more and more and chatting it through with you guys. It is a bit generic Slaanesh, isn't it? It is a bit like someone's impression of what an Emperor's Children army should be, rather than what an Emperor's Children army warbands, many different warbands, would be in the 41st millennium, given the lore, given all the things that you and I know, chat. We know about the Sun Furies, we know about the Speed, we know about the Marasaka, we know about Eidolon. We know that there are a couple of cooler ways they could have gone, and even that is building upon the seeds that other people have sown. And then there's the extra bits that you could put in there, weird, wacky ideas that no one's come up with yet. I mean, you got the Noise Marines rocking around doing this, right? Where's the big tank with the sonic weapon on it? I mean, the US military are firing sonic weapons right now, and I saw like an Instagram clip of a British destroyer with a laser beam on top of it, shooting freaking laser beams from destroyers. Awesome. And then we've got a big noisy thing here. And then there was a big noisy thing in the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. Still a great movie, by the way. It had a big Sonic thing, and he picks up the car and he's like, psh, and where's the Sonic? There's more. I'm getting more and more disheartened by this book, talking it through. There's gaps. Where's my Sonic walking demon with a mouth wide open and arms, and he's constantly screaming in agony and excess with this sonic wave, and anything within 18 inches in front of it is getting hit all the time and shredded, and if he gets close he clobbers you and things. And Mr. Fahey, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir. Is it true that the orcs were created to fight the Necrons? Please explain more. Regards. Yeah, well, you dropped in a donation, so I will explain. The answer to your question is yes. They were called Krorks. Many, many years ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the Necron tier rose up and gave their souls to the Catan, the star gods, and were made immortal in undying living metal. And the Necrons and the Star Gods, number one baddie at the time, person that they really didn't like, was a race called the Old Ones. And the Old Ones were the guys who made the webway that the Eldari now use. And they were quite clearly very happy doing warpy stuff and non-warpy stuff. It's also rumoured, and there's hints there, here and everywhere, that one of the things that the Old Ones did was seed life across many different planets in the galaxy, including potentially marsupial life here on Earth, mammals and things. But the Old Ones made life, and they did stuff in the warp, and they did stuff in this reality, and then they went to war with the Necrons, and they went to war with the Catan, because the Necrons, they asked for help us, and the Old Ones went, no, we're not helping you, you're baddies. So the Old Ones biologically engineered many different species to fight the Necrons. And this is the second war in heaven. The first war in heaven was between the Catan and the Necrons. Second war in heaven, loads of bioengineered races, including the Eldar, the green-skinned Krork that evolved into the Orc, Jokeros, Jokero weaponsmiths, genius monkeys, Harud living, they're radioactive slime monsters that live underground and use radiation weaponry, but they are also very intelligent and cross stars and spread like a plague. Imagine like a rat slime plague. They're Skaven slime, then it's originally a Skaven idea, but it evolved into slime monster rat one. Them as well. Those are the four. And then in the Codex where it mentions the Old Ones and the Old War in Heaven, which is the second edition Necron Codex, it mentions about 8 or 9 races. And then 5 of them we don't know, but we do know the ones that came out of that book that we do know are the Jokero, the Hud, the Krork, and the Eldar. They are biologically engineered species in order to fight the Old Ones and in order to fight the Star Gods and the Necrons in the Second War in Heaven. And now we're left over with a number of those species still running amok as biologically engineered killing machines that will not stop. So there you go, Mr. Fahid. That's an answer to your question. I've got it. Talons of Excess. Fear the toe. Oh dear. Yeah, Skaven in 40k. Think they should have been them instead of Hrud. Yeah, so the Skaven idea in 40k originally started off out as Hrud. But then in second edition, they started doing some art for the Hrud, and whoever was the artist didn't get the brief because they were a space-fearing rat. They were a rat species that lived in caves. They were described as a rat-like species that lived in caves and were a plague, but they hollowed out the underground and made vast chambers where they built starships in, which then burst up through the planet crust, destroying the planets that they slowly hollowed out from the inside, and then spreading out to other planets and going down underground and restarting the process. That was the Rud. And then someone started doing the art for them in the second edition, and they were all wibbly-wobbly slime monsters. And then they built on that lore in third ed, and now they're wibbly-wobbly slime monsters with radioactive weaponry that really ages people, and Barbarous Dantioch went up against them, and that's why he's really old and one of the coolest Iron Warriors that ever existed in the history of... He's one of the coolest characters that ever existed. He's the only solo space marine, one dude, that completely defeated not one fleet on his own, but two. That's Barbarous Dantioch. What a ledge. They made Hrud into squats. No, because the squats were always around. So squats were around in first edition. Space Dwarves, when they came out, they were a thing. They were always a thing. Yeah. Aren't the Necron kind of like Space Tomb Kings? On the surface, yes. It's an easy way to describe them. Hey, if you want to play skeletons in space or Tomb Kings in space, Necrons are for you. In the same way that you could explain Space Wolves as Vikings and Blood Angels as vampires. It's a very surface level. You're thinking of the Demiurge, Lord Inquisitor Vex, yeah. It's a surface level explanation. It's where, yes, but below that, there's a lot. It's not really what they are, in the same way that tea without sugar isn't really a tea. You could describe it as a tea, but really it's an abomination, and anyone who drinks it that way should be burned at the stake as a witch, because tea needs sugar in it. Been on a bit of a hobby burnout for a few months, but took a trip to Warhammer World and brought a Warlord Titan. I've been on a hobby burnout. So I went to Warhammer World and bought a Warlord Titan. Yeah, that'll fix it. What about sweet tea or iced tea? That's not tea, definitely not a gator. You're in America, you don't know about tea, shut up. Oh dear. It's not tea, okay? If it hasn't come out of a kettle, it doesn't count. Blake, what? Winters, are you going to paint all your Horus Heresy stuff? Yes. Maybe you could send... Well, the Sons of Horus and the Death Guard are done by Den of Imagination. Can you send the Night Lords off to Den of Imagination? I could, but it's... No, I want to paint the Night Lords myself. There's some project. I enjoy painting. I don't get burnout like Marius Gage, go to Warhammer World and buy a goddamn Warlord Titan. There's a way to stop getting burnout. And what it is when the wave hits you, just go with it. And the Emperor's Children, where it hit me, I got some audiobooks and I went with it. And then I got asked earlier, are you playing Space Marine 2? The answer is no, because I'm only... My brain works like I will do that. And I do that to the exclusivity of nothing else. You know what I mean? Why is it not tea? Definitely not a gator asks. Does someone want to explain to an American why tea that doesn't come out of a kettle isn't tea? Don't let me do it, because I'll upset him and he's a member and he will leave. I've always wanted a Warhound Titan. Me too. I got one. So the way to avoid burnout is, look, it's supposed to be a hobby. You're supposed to enjoy the process. I highly recommend getting a series of battle reports that you want to listen to and sitting down and putting a day aside a week. And if it's not a series of battle reports, then some kind of long form podcast. I recommend The Fall of Civilizations or anything by Dan Carling, Hardcore History, amazing. Or Audible, anything from Dan Abner, ADB, anything like that from the Black Library, or the entire Horus Heresy series. And give yourself a day a week where you're going to go up to your room and you're going to listen to an audiobook or your podcast or a bunch of battle reports in a row. And you're sat there, your paints are in front of you, and just let go. And if you can do that if your time's really, really short and you can only do it for a couple of hours every single Tuesday while listening to this live stream, then do it now. Use this as your opportunity. Use this as your hobby heaven, and pick up a brush and just do a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And another way to get rid of hobby burnout as well is a lot of people love to make their miniatures look as pretty as they can and overpaint. And sometimes that burden can feel too much. It's like, I've got to paint 50 of these guys, and that took me 3 weeks. Try and develop some speed painting methods. Try and develop some ways that you just say to yourself, look, I'm not going to make this the prettiest miniature I've ever made because I've got 50 of them to do. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 50 guys all look good. So my guys, there's a lot more detail on there that I could have done, which I've just covered in black. But when they're done, they look good. It looks, and when you pick it up, it looks like that is good. There's a lot in you pick up. So if you've got an army to do, then have a look at some speed painting techniques, slap chop techniques, some of my techniques from some of my painting videos, and that can help break the back of it. If you're not an army to do kind of person and enjoy painting and doing all the detail on every single model, then ignore me completely. But one of the things that helps break burnout is getting a squad done, getting a Rhino done, getting that unit of 5 Terminators done. Not one, but a unit. And it's done. And then it's done forever. And you can use them in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, until Games Workshop legend the whole thing. But just that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Tea should be served hot and with biscuits. Iced tea is to D what American football is to football. Thank you, Lord Inquisitor Fex, coming in like a god, coming in off the top rope and slamming it down and explaining to definitely not a gator why tea is tea. Thank you. I hope you understand. Definitely not a gator. Okay? I hope you understand. There's a reason why I listened to Audible for over 200 hours yet last year. Yeah, that's... yeah, that helps. Oh, dear. It was your missus that insisted you buy a Warlord Titan. She said, go big or go home. Nice. So you went big and you went home. You got a good one there, mate. Hold on to that one. Hold on to that one. Liam T, I always use winter streams to paint models from his favourite game, AOS. It is my favourite game. By far my favourite game. Use this stream. Use me, abuse me excessively. Can I recommend Paint a and Kill Team? Can I recommend... Paint a Kill Team. Yeah. Paint a Kill Team, says Free Form Rue. Paint a Kill Team and have a Kill Team finished in front of you. Chocolate hobnobs are a must. I'm not a fan of dark chocolate. We talked about chocolate on the previous stream, about what chocolate is acceptable and not acceptable. Eternal Crusader, don't get me started. I owe 2 Warhounds. Killer Kriegsman, of course you do. You have a problem. Definitely not a gator. Okay, here we go. All right, strap in. The tea conversation's ongoing. Both sweet tea and iced tea have to be boiled first, otherwise the tea won't be tea. Therefore, this is just old tea. And who wants old tea? It's not tea if it's old tea. It's like a facsimile of tea. It's like... You know when you were really young and your uncle bought you a Lego set, but it wasn't a Lego set. It was some like knockoff sub-Lego set because he got it on the cheap. And then you get your Lego set and you build it and you're like, this isn't Lego. And it sticks together, but it doesn't fit with any of your other Lego. So you've just got this thing that looks like Lego, but only makes one thing or a couple. I mean, you can get creative, but it can't be done with any of the that is iced tea. You don't drink old tea, says Lord Inquisitive X. You pour it out. Get yourself a new tea. Exactly. Sometimes you just need to step away from Warhammer, though. I spent June listening to the Song of Ice and Fire, but I'm ready to come back to 40k now. How do you step away from Warhammer? I don't understand. When it's... Listen, says Definitely Not a Gator. Bear in mind that this guy, okay, he's in the bayou. He's down south, all right? He's wrestling gators. He ain't one. When it's 40 degrees, he says, you want cold tea. When it's 40 degrees, you don't want a cold tea. You want a nice pint of water with some electrolytes in it to replenish those salts. That's what you need. Ah, dear. Hey, Dad. Hi, son. Here to tell you that I love you and all the subs here, and have a great day. I go back to work now. Bye, son. Bye. Nosferatu. Can't make coffee without boiling it first. Same with tea. Can we... What is... phrase, what, okay, to avoid burnout, only buy 2 boxes at a time. Yes, that's another way to avoid burnout. Another way, upset after a certain golden codex. Yeah, I can feel you. I feel you there. It's, yeah, I mean, yeah. Yes, what are we talking about? Burnout. Yes, another way to avoid burnout, and this is the hardest one of all, is no plastic crack. Get the things that you're going to paint and then paint them. Don't have... I mean, my plastic crack piles are not big. They are big now. Normally they're not this big because normally it's the project. But I've got the project, which is the Emperor's Children that I'm working on, and then I've got a chunk of Night Lord stuff already sat to one side. Now, normally that wouldn't have happened. Normally I'd get the thing and do the thing. Plastic crack floating around all over the place can be very disheartening. Ah, dear. You want a hot drink to encourage sweating, the most efficient form of cooling. A hot drink, encourage sweating. The Lord Inquisitor, you definitely went to Lord Inquisitor school, didn't you? The Scholar Produce. You definitely went to the good schools. The rest of us hung out in the hive slumps. But you know about keeping cool in the hotness. So don't have a pile of shame or too many spare projects. Yes. Don't have a pile of shame or too many. Finish your projects. Or finish a project. And if you can't, yes. Don't get the things unless you're going to paint the things. Don't get the things unless you're going to do the things. Finish off the things that you have around you. And if you can't bear to finish off the things that you have around you because you really have hit that wall, then pack them away somewhere. Put them to one side. Don't even look at them. Start a new project. Get some more plastic crack, but something that you know you're going to work on. You know what I mean? Have I got Kurs? No, not yet. I've got 15 Conticar Terminators, 15 Terror Squads. I've got 50 Assault Marines, Sevatar, 18 bikes, 2 Scorpiuses, 6 Javelin Speeders. I've got a lot of stuff at Night Lords, which I'm looking forward to painting and will do after the Emperor's Children. But I haven't got Kurs yet. I will have Kurs. I like to get all the Primarchs for all the things. Where are we? Not too much sweating, you will get sick. When I get to 2,000 points of Eldar, I'll put your Emperor's... Yes, come. I like killing Eldar. Kill team is amazing if you suffer burnout. I've heard that. I've heard that kill team is fun. I've also heard that combat patrol is fun if you want to do little skirm. See, the thing is though, if I'm going to do a skirmish game like kill team, I'll play Blood Bowl with my mate Alex instead, because that's a skirmish game. I mean, Blood Bowl is essentially a war game where you're fighting each other over a moving objective, which is the ball. And you can win by scoring, but you can also win by beating the crap out of your opponent. So you can win by claiming the objective or win by... And Blood Bowl it's so good they haven't really touched the core rules in a very, very, very long time. And it's massively... There's a massive community of Blood Bowl players out there. It's huge, the amount of Blood Bowl there is out there. It's crazy how popular it is. And it tells a story. And I've started playing a bit of Blood Bowl again. So if I was going to play a skirmish cup game, and it's just funny, I would recommend Blood Bowl out of all of them. But I've heard Kill Team was amazing. But Blood Bowl's just funnier. I listened to Soul Hunter while painting my Night Lord's kill team. Dude, good level. I've been trying to get through Blood Reaver on and off for a few weeks, so not feeling it. Do you recommend I stick with it? I think the Night Lord's trilogy is amazing. I would give yourself a session where you're painting your Night Lord's kill team with it on in the background. Give yourself a solid session, 3-4 hours in the evening sometime or in the afternoon. And if you don't feel the book, if that isn't the book for you, put it down. Go on to another one. It's okay. You don't have to finish books either. What Blood Bowl team do you main? The one that I've gone back into is Black Orcs, the Goblins, the Troll. That's the one I've gone back. I mean, when you restart, you start on humans, right? But yeah, I'm just getting back into it. It's the last time I played Blood Bowl was before the factory job. I've been out of there for... You're looking at about 25 years ago. But I played it off and on for a bit. I played it on a lot when it very first came out back in 1990. And I played it for a good 5-6 years and then got back into it and then got back in it, yeah. Boarding actions is really fun, yeah. Isn't that the point of skirmish or side games? There for the side games, as D&D was for... Yeah, I mean... The point of skirmish games is here's the real deal. Some people prefer skirmish games where you've got 10 miniatures, be that Blood Bowl, Kill Team, Necromunda, Mordheim, whatever. Some people prefer that size of tabletop game. Brilliant. There should be, and there is a market for that type of tabletop game, and some of them are better than others. Then you've got standard tier games, combat patrol size games, but Bolt Action also goes that way, War Machine goes that way, Flag and Thingy Bob, the Skull and but most games are kind of that combat patrol size level, and there are some games and I mean, apart from Games Workshop, it's mainly games that put it at 2,000 points, 3,000, bigger games. I think Games Workshop is quite unique in being a lot of miniatures. When it first came out, a 2,000 point game was a Dreadnought, a Rhino, and a couple of dudes. That was it. Second edition. A 2,000 point list now would have been about a 5,000 point list in second edition. It definitely more than doubled. My 2,000 point army of Dark Angels, which I won the 2021 No Retreat Legend Champion. You're looking at a legend right here. That entire army, and that was 8th edition, is now 1,300 points. It's also not legal. I can't field it anymore, but it's 1,300 points. So from 8th edition to 10th edition, 700 points knocked off that force. Why? Because you can sell more miniatures. It's now you need more miniatures to get to 2,000 points. and then they shrunk the size of the table and upped the killiness of everything. So everything is in a tighter space. More miniatures are in a tighter space with more offensive output. So everything is a lot more killy than it used to be. So, I mean, now in 40k, you can point at units and annihilate units. That's the point, right? I'll bring this thing around here, this around here, and annihilate that unit. Then I'll jump over there and do that thing, and there's a lot of trading going on in AOS and 40k, whereas in Old World and Heresy, there's less of that sort of thing. You can one-shot vehicles, and you can sweeping advanced units in one turn, but those things are more rare. What you're doing in those games, Old World, Heresy, is you're investing. You're like, right, this turn I'm going to start hurting that thing because maybe next turn I can kill it, or the turn after that I can get over there and block it, or I can. There's a lot more of that grinding downness. But yeah, 40k and AOS, more miniatures, more problems, smaller space, a lot more killy, which is, I mean, it's when it works for you, when it's happening well, it's really cool. When you're getting a half of your army picked up in 2 turns, not so cool. Oh dear. 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago. Tom, I really liked your smaller game of Emperor's Children and Raven Guard with Sultan. Thank you. I was worried how that one would go down because it was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes long. Sultan came round in the evening. We filmed that. We did it all. I thought we had no idea how it was going to go. I hoped the infractors would have taken out that war suit and then they could have moved on. And then I'd have hoped the Noise Marines could have taken out there was a couple of things up in that corner which definitely didn't go to plan. I was like, oh, I mean, Oath of Moment worked for the Raven Guard. Their move blocking worked for the Raven Guard. And the stuff for the Emperor's Children, we got to show off a few different strats and things. We got to show off a few different ways. It was okay. But I'm always very conscious of quick, fast games like that. But as a piece of entertainment, like, is it going to be entertaining? I don't know if I put up a 30-minute video if it's going to be entertaining for you guys. So I appreciate that you liked it. Because I'm always trying to make the best battle report I possibly can. I'm always trying to narrate it the best way I can, set up the table the best way I can, put different variety and different armies down. And I'm also trying to, if I know the person is coming, is bring tournament level lists or high level lists. I try and bring high level lists. And if I know we're going for a more casual thing, then I try and bring more casual lists. But I'm always trying to bring variety, match power as best as I can, put a good table, and narrate it. And for those of you that have been in the room with me, watching me, you've seen me stop and edit and reshoot and re-say and I'm always trying to do the best I can to create the best piece of entertainment that I can for you guys. If I'm gonna make content and put it on the internet, then I don't want to feel ashamed of it when I look back on it in 5 years' time. Like, oh, I don't want ever, not that I look back content, but I do actually. Every now and then I do watch a video back from a long time ago because someone mentioned something. Anyway, it's got to be something that I'm proud of in a way, or not proud, but something that I feel like is worth your time to watch. If you're taking time out of your day to click on my channel and watch some of my stuff, I got to feel like, yeah, okay, this is, if I was clicking on this random arsehole's channel, that this content is actually quite good and quite entertaining and it's narrated. Yeah, I've got to make it feel like you deserve me putting in the effort that I can. So that's always in my mind while I'm filming, while I'm creating, while I'm narrating, while I'm da-da-da. So when a video comes out that is less than 40 minutes long from a new codex and it goes horribly, I'm like, oh, because that's clearly not the best piece of entertainment. I could cheat and I could reshoot and I could make sure that it gets to turn 5 and I could da-da-da, but we don't cheat. We don't do that. We play the game as it appears, which I think is another thing that people appreciate about, another thing that I'm trying to get across on the channel, which is This is my hobby journey. This is the first time I've played the Emperor's Children, and it went horribly. But I really enjoyed the process and explaining it to you guys why I painted it purple and why I'm building it the way this is my hobby journey, the Emperor's Children. Just as the Raven Guard were a journey, just as the Iron Hands were a journey, just as the Necrons were a journey. And I'm just pleased that some of you are enjoying following me on this hobby journey, even with the ups and the downs and the downs and the downs and the ups and the yeah. So you've got to put out battle reports which go horribly sometimes, because that's all part of the hobby journey. I can't win every single one. Sometimes I'm going to lose in 3 turns. Sometimes I'm going to get tabled. And just know that if I'm doing the tabling or they're doing the tabling, or if it's over in 3 turns, you watch a battle report like that, just know that there's a little bit inside of me that feels a little bit guilty, and I hope it's not wasting your time. And I'm hoping that the content that came out does have enough in it to keep you entertained and informed about some of the rules and some of the decisions and how it was happening along the way. That was one hell of a random. There we go. Yeah, that was a tangent. But thank you, Tom. I appreciate that you appreciated the thing. Thank you. Looking forward to more Emperor's Children content from you. When are they next being played? So, yes. So, that's a good question. I film many weeks in advance. Not many weeks, mainly 2 weeks in advance. I film a bit in advance. So there is and then the Emperor's Children content, I painted furiously and filmed it and got it out. So here is the content block that I've got, and the Emperor's Children I just got out here. So there is a chunk of content block. There's some 30k. There's some other stuff which needs to come out after that last video. And also, I haven't painted. You saw what I have done. And next to me there, I have a bunch more Noise Marines that I need to get done. So, long story short, it's going to be many, many weeks until you see some more Emperor's Children. I need to paint a chunk more stuff and add to the army. And I've got some more content. I'm going to say it's probably going to be a month until you see some more Emperor's Children. Hopefully I'll be able to get some out in 3 weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to get it out before then for you guys. But I'm enjoying the process of painting it, enjoying the process of building the army. When I've got enough to show a different kind of look, I will film it and we'll get it up there. But you're going to see it again and again. This is going to be like the Necrons appearing all the time on the channel. This is going to be one of my new favorite factions. I'm really keen to paint and play as much Emperor's Children as I can throughout 2025. You're going to see mini battle reports, particularly if you're members and you get the 2 videos a week, not just the 1 a week. You're going to see many videos of Emperor's Children. I'm really keen to play the Emperor's Children a lot. I'm also really quite keen to play with my tanks a lot. Really keen to play with the tanks and the Traitor Guard a lot. I'm zoning in on those couple of factions. I'm zoning in on them. Servo Skull, thank you for your donation. Absolute legend. He simply says, amazing content as always. Thank you for your $20. Absolute legend. Can we give Servo Skull a GG's in the chat, please? GG's to Servo Skull for that $20. Thank you so much. Never underestimate how valuable and beloved you are by this community. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie Jackson. Thank you. GG's in the chat to Servo Skull. Servo Skull, you're beloved by this community. Look at them. Look at them GGing you. You're a legend. Thank you for helping keep the lights on and pay for some more Emperor's Children. And all the demons that I need to get. Yeah, it's going to be a while till you see the Emperor's Children again. But I hope by the end of 2025, you won't be sick of Emperor's Children. Because there's going to be a lot of Emperor's Children. You know how often you see the Death Guard and the Necrons? They're like they're 2 of my favorite factions to play those things, because I've got the reason why they're a couple, as a collection, I've got pretty much all the Necrons and pretty much all the Death Guard, pretty much. There's some gaps, but so I really enjoy playing them because I can show lots of different, and I can play them in different ways. And also I can build on something. If someone hurts me, I can go, right, okay, I can turn that up next time they come back and push. I've got that in my back pocket when it comes to those two factions, because I've got quite a bit of a collection there. Space Marines, I don't think you can collect all of them. Impossible. So many ones. But Emperor's Children, I'm not sure how great they're going to be, but you can collect all of them. So I'm going to lean into it quite hard. Gecko, did you just upgrade to a mega member? Gecko, you absolute legend. No one's a mega member. There are 3 levels of membership. Tier 1, get your custom badges. Tier 2, you get access to the Discord and the custom badges. Tier 3, you get an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday. And I appreciate everyone who helps support me by being a member. Then there is a mega member level. And you get access to the mega members chat room in the Discord as well. And thank you. It's for people who are doctors and scientists and astronauts and who have got the money. Or people like, Gecko, I'm assuming that you're a high court judge or something, because you're just a legend. Worth it. You're worth it, Gecko. Thank you. Tier 6. No, it stops at tier 4. Someone once honestly told me, can you do a tier 5? I won't tell you how much, but it said do a tier 5 and make it like £100 a month. And I'm like, I'm not doing a tier 5. Yeah, but I'll give you, I'm not doing it. But there are some people out there who've got lots and lots of money, and good, and well done. Well done to them. Jolly good. Well done. The rest of us, however, we're happy. I mean, the thing about this hobby is, which I quite like, is I quite like it's a little bit expensive. You know what? Because if you're in the hobby, at least you've got a job, and you brush your teeth and you know how to tie your shoelaces together. There is a demographic which falls out of the type of people who are in the hobby because of the expense of the hobby. Granted, there's a demographic of people who aren't in the hobby because it's about toy soldiers and geeky stuff. There's a whole who aren't even in it. But there's a nice window there. There's a nice postal box where we all sort of, and we're all creative in this hobby. That's another thing about this hobby. To be in this hobby, you have to be creatively minded in some way or another. You've got to be, regardless of your issues, your problems, the way your brain is put together. There's something about your brain which either likes colors or the numbers or the army collection or the playing the game or the social act. There's something creative in there as well. So our little demographic, we have creative people, and we have people who can tie their shoelaces together, and we're a good bunch, really, I think. Most of us. There is Monkey, though. Apart from that guy. Oh, dear. Monkey, he'll have no... Yeah, don't mix up good income with bad financial choices. Yeah, we all have good income and terrible financial choices. That's another one, though. Like, one of my best friends plays golf. Do you know how expensive golf is? He spends a lot more money on the golfing than I ever do on miniatures, because it's not just the access to the thing where he goes and the club, but they go off on trips and they wear ridiculous clothes. Ridiculous clothes, golfing or karting or things. There are more expensive hobbies out there, but this one is pretty expensive. Particularly if you need plastic stuff, resin stuff from Forge World because you're collecting 30k stuff. It gets ridiculous. Was that golf is ridiculous money-wise? I know, right? Golf, you'll spend tens of thousands of pounds a year doing golf. It's redunk. I don't have the money or the painting ability. I stick around for the lore and battle reports and the community right here. Red Richmond, you're a legend. Thank you. I wish Warhammer players would wear more ridiculous clothes. Some of them do. It's good that more Warhammer players are learning to shower now. There's less of a smell out there when you go into your local hobby store or when you walk into Warhammer World and there's 100 people in there in the middle of summer and it's June and it's hot. Personal hygiene has definitely gone up. As far as social activities go in general, it's not that bad. As far as social activities go, this hobby is a good one. You're not outside punching people. You're not trying to climb up rock faces and falling off and dropping on people below. You're not driving fast cars round and round and hitting pandas. As far as you're in a room, not touching grass very much, and getting creative with your paintbrush. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice hobby with nice people in it. And the best people in this hobby, of course, are all the Winters SEO members. The best. Clearly. The greatest tastes. The greatest tasting people. They have taste. They're hobnobs. They like tea. Everyone's agreed on the chocolate, on the rules for chocolate and the tea with the sugar. We are, you guys, the greatest tasting, looking, the largest penises, if you've got one, in the Warhammer 40k community are right here, except for mine. It's tiny. It's looks like a tiny thing, tiny, like microscopic. Apart from that, you've got giant penises. Are we allowed to talk about that online? Apart from the ones of you that don't have them, which is 99% of you, giant. That's the one takeaway that I want you to have from this live stream, that you've got a big cock. Okay? Can I say that on YouTube? I might have to. I don't know, but I've said it. But you, unless you haven't got one, if you have got one, it's huge. Huge. Slap it out. Have fun with it. Wave it around in public. There we go. That's a bit Slanesh. I've been going on for an hour and a half. This is your 2-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the 2 new members this evening. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being a supporter, lover, member, fighter of the Winters SEO YouTube channel. Yeah. Any more? Any more questions? Any more passing comments? Anyone want to know anything about the Emperor's Children? Have you tried or offered Ravage Star stuff and had thoughts? I have been offered Ravage Star stuff. I haven't tried it. Yes. I don't have my... I don't... I'm Warhammered up. I am Warhammered up. People talk about... I might get into more things, but I'm Warhammered up right now. You're literally on the big TV in my living room. My missus is in stitches. Sorry, Marius Gage's missus. Sorry, Marius Gage miss. I'm sorry about that. But you know that Marius has got a giant penis. You know he has. She probably, you know it. You know it. Give that man a kiss right now, because he is an awesome dude. Gecko has gifted another 5 memberships, as well as becoming a mega member this evening. GG's in the chat all round for Gecko 88. You absolute legend. Thank you for supporting the channel. The channel wouldn't exist without the support of the members and all the things and things. So GG's for Gecko. You legend, you. Right, at the beginning of the stream, I said he'd be gone in 10 minutes. And he's rolled round from that side to that side to that. And he woke up once and had a nightmare and went... Argh! And don't ask me what's in the box. It's not a head. There's nothing in the box. But he stayed there. This is the first time ever that he stayed all the way through a live stream. That's because he's at his birthday. That's because he's 84 in human years. He's a geriatric kitty. But he's my geriatric kitty that farts and burps and shouts at me. And I love him very much. So happy birthday, P90. Thank you for your support, and thank you for joining me on this Talky Tuesday live stream. And happy wargaming.